So I'm telling you how I founded this order. Okay, so I became Catholic. 1995, I entered the church, and I continued 9 years with Catholic Answers, the greatest Catholic evangelistic apostolic apologetics company. That's what that exists. It's wonderful, Catholic.com. So I was with them for 9 years, and I would travel and do conferences. And I'd be sitting on a plane praying the rosary in normal clothes, and people would say, "Are you a nun?" All the time. "Are you a nun?" "No, I'm not a nun." "Why are you even asking me?" In fact, it made me upset because no one should think a woman in regular clothes is a nun. It's because of the jettisoning of habits. It just made me upset. Okay, so now I'm on a mission trip, to give a conference, a huge conference in Orlando, Florida. And the 9 speakers, it's several thousand people, a lot. And I gave 2 talks, and I gave the second talk on a Sunday afternoon, and I told them I would be down in the vendors area with Catholic Answers for 30 minutes, and I had to leave for the plane. So I went down, and people were coming to say hello. And there was a family, a mother and 2 children. I don't remember if the papa was there, but the mother had a baby in the carriage and a 6-year-old by her side. And I found out they had 2 in between at home. I said maybe the father was at home taking care of the children. I don't know. But the little 6-year-old came up to me, and there's behind the table with Catholic Answers books, and he looks at me and he says, "Where's your jacket?" Well, when I spoke at the conference, I had on a turquoise suit, blue jacket, blue skirt, and a flowered blouse, short sleeve, not short, but near the elbow, and round collar. It's very warm in there. The air conditioner was out. So I took the jacket off and put it on the chair. He said, "Where's your jacket?" And I said to him, "It's on the chair. I was warm. Is this okay?" I'm asking a 6-year-old if this is modest enough. He said, "Yeah, I was just wondering." Well, I sat down, which made me eye level with this little boy. And I said, "What's your name?" He was 6 years old. No, he wasn't. He was 8 years old. He was 8 years old. And I looked at him, and I said, "What's your name?" And he said, "John Paul." I said, "Good name, John Paul. What do you want to be when you grow up?" And he said, "I want to be a construction worker and a Trappist monk." He's 8 years old. And we exchanged a few more sentences. And then this little 8-year-old John Paul looked straight into my eyes, and he said, "Why aren't you a nun?" Out of the blue. And my heart, it physically leapt. It could have come out of my throat. It physically leapt in my chest. I lost my breath. And I couldn't believe it. And I said, I don't know, John Paul. Do you think I should be one?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Why should I be a nun?" He said, "Because nuns are good and they teach children." I said, "Do you have a nun teaching you?" He said, "No, we homeschool. My mom teaches us." Well, I had 30 seconds to leave to the plane. I figured I'll take him on as my consultant. I said, "John Paul, how will I know if God wants me to be a nun?" And he looked in my eyes and he said, "Ask him." I said, "Okay, I will, but what will he say? How will I know?" And John Paul said, "He'll say yes." And I looked at his mother, and she went, "I don't know." And I left for the plane, and up in the air, in the clouds, I asked the Blessed Mother if she would appear to me, and she didn't. And that was one of many, many things. That was really huge. But it was one of many things that happened to me in so many years. And finally, there's so many things. One very well-known, beautiful priest said, you can't join an order. You have to start one because of your personality and all I've done and all that. So one day I took my heart to Cardinal Burke, who was then Archbishop of Los Angeles, and I told him what my heart was. And I said, I want 1 million women before I die and 20 million after I die, flooding the world with habits, black and white habits to the floor, signs to God. That's what I want. And he invited me to St. Louis and to start this community. And the story goes on from there. And here I am now in Texas. So it's been quite a journey, beloved.